that have taken venison. Read.
and brought it me. And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing.
Your little brother have just taken your blessing, Esau. Read.
And he said, Is not what he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me with these 2 times.
He said, so Esau says, is my brother rightly not called Jacob? Jacob means Yaquab. He says, because he supplanted me twice. Once when I was hungry, and now at the end, he have my blessing.
So what does supplant mean?
Supplant means to, what you would call, it's like premeditation to supplant and take something from someone through premeditation. So he had the idea on how to do it. Now this time, he didn't come up with this idea. His mother actually came up with this idea. Because she understood before the children were born that the younger was to receive both. So he didn't know how he was going to get it. But his mother said, listen, I'm going to make sure you get what the Most High told me you're supposed to get. So she put fur on his hair, because Esau was very hairy, and put his coat on Jacob.
What you say, you know that it didn't sound like it.
He didn't sound like him. He didn't sound like him, but he was still in his old age. So since he couldn't really decipher the voice, he said, let me come and feel you then. And he felt his hand like, okay, I'm going to give you the blessing. But I'm going to show you the key point I want to bring out of this. Go ahead.
So when you say giving the blessing, what actually went down there?
I'm going to read it. Right? Read.
Genesis chapter 27 verse 36.
Go ahead.
And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times, and took away my birthright. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Listen to the blessing that Isaac gives his son Esau. He said, don't you have one blessing for me? Just do one thing for me. Read.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
From the dew from heaven from above. He will be in Mount Seir. That's where he resided. The mountains. Read.
Verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Shall what?
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
You will live by the sword. Your weaponry will be your power. Who is this? You will live by the sword. Read.
And Isaac is, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
You shalt serve thy brother. Read.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion.
So he told them it will come a time where you'll rule, Esau. It's going to come a time when you receive your dominion. Read.
That thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
At that time, you'll be able to break the servitude off of your neck. When you get dominion. When did that happen? When we fell. Because there can only be 2 superpowers in the earth, when we ruled, Esau was down. When we fell as a people, the power automatically reverts to who? Edom. Automatically it reverts to them. So now Esau is mad. So what do Esau say now? Read.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
So he had indignation in his heart against his little brother. Read.
And Esau said in his heart,
This is what he promised. Read.
The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
After my father die, and we mourn my father, I will kill and destroy Jacob. That's the promise that's handed down through the Masonic order to destroy the children of Israel. And the Masonic orders under the European Mason power. To destroy the sons of Jacob. To fulfill the promise that was made with their father, that was left down from child to child. Now we understand the eugenics. Why even though we together, we really can't come together. While the governments have these certain laws to oppress certain people. We lost the identity of who we were. They were behind us losing the identity. And they don't think anything of it, because if we supplanted them, now that they're in power, they will now supplant us. Total understanding. Why should they be truthful with us? They don't feel, according to history with Jacob, that we were truthful with them. What goes around comes around. But now their dominion is near an end. And we're still here. That's a problem. Because two rulers cannot rule the same space twice. Christ is coming back to bring a rulership. To fulfill the promises that was given through our forefathers. Now, go back to Genesis 25. I want to show something. Read the 23rd verse.
Verse 23. And the Most High said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were what?
There were twins in her womb.
There were twins in her womb. Read.
And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
That's the beginning of the white race. They're closer in blood to us than the Hamites. There were Hamites living on the earth already. Did not come through this woman's womb. And we came out of the same womb. The Ethiopians were on the earth at this time. The Egyptians were on the earth at this time. The North Africans was on the earth at this time that I'm reading. The South Africans were on the earth at this time. We didn't come out of the same mother's womb here. But the white man, whom you call the white man, which is the red man according to the Bible, came out of the same womb as us. So we're closer in blood to these African countries that we're trying to cleave to. Read.
It's still a black woman, no? It's still a black woman.
It's still a black woman, exactly. But what I'm saying is, we didn't come out of the same exact womb as the Hamites, the Africans. But the white man came out of the same womb with Jacob. That's just the truth. Read the same. Listen, where that paper at? Here it is again. You don't think it can happen. And that you know your science is a bunch of mess. Telling you, well, if you got hue, it's impossible for two black people to have a white child. That's madness. Lightness came out of darkness from the beginning in creation. They were not created in a test tube, okay? They came out of a black woman. And guess what? They came out first. And then the little brother, Jacob, came out. That's who we are. Read.
Verse 26.
Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out.
Read on.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So what did that represent? Go to 2nd Esdras, in the Apocrypha, or in the 1611, 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Y'all with me? I'm going to show more. Read.